I'll teach you how to write a comic book story in just 6 pages that I use personally to create my comic book. You don't need any previous experience or special skills. In this video, you'll learn a simple formula that anyone can use to start writing comic stories immediately. We'll start by answering basic questions. What is a comic book? Next, we'll go over essential comic book terminology you need to know, such as writer, penciler, panels, speech balloons, captions, and sound effects. After that, I'll present a 6-page Batman story that I wrote myself, created specifically for this tutorial. Using this original story, I'll show you how a complete narrative, setup, conflict, escalation, and resolution can fit into just 6 pages while still feeling full and satisfying. By the end of this video, you will have a clear, repeatable structure you can use to write your own comic book stories, whether they are about superheroes or something entirely original. And finally, you will get source materials to expand your knowledge, templates to download to write your stories. So let's jump right in. Comics is a visual storytelling medium where images do most of the storytelling and words support them. Unlike novels, comics don't rely only on text, and unlike films, they don't move automatically. In comics, time, pacing, and emotion are controlled by the page itself through panels, layout, and the way the reader's eye moves from one image to the next. Every image represents a moment in time. Every page is a rhythm, and every page turn is a chance to surprise the reader. Once you understand that, writing a comic becomes less about writing dialogue and more about designing a reading experience. Now, let's go through some basic comic book terminology. The writer is the person who creates the story, the plot, the characters, and what happens on each page. The artist is the person who brings that story to life visually. Depending on the project, this can mean one person or multiple roles like penciler, inker, colorist. A panel is a single moment in the story. Each panel represents a slice of time, and the size and the number of panels on a page controlled by pacing of the story. Speech balloons are where dialogue goes, what characters say out loud. Thought balloons show what a character is thinking rather than speaking. Captions are text boxes used for narration, inner thoughts, or to set time and place. A splash panel is an oversized panel, often taking up an entire page, used for big moments, reveals, or dramatic impacts. And finally, sound effects are visual representations of sound like punches, explosions, or footsteps, and they help add energy and movement to the page. Now comes the fun part, writing. As an example, we're gonna use an original Batman story written and designed specifically for this tutorial by me. But before we do that, let's quickly look at how storytelling works in comics. Comics are no different from any other storytelling medium, like films or books. They follow the same basic structure. Act 1, a setup. Act 2, confrontation. And Act 3, resolution. We're gonna build our story around the structure. Instead of describing every panel right away and trying to force the story to work, we'll start by writing a synopsis first. And rather than inventing a brand new story right now, which you can absolutely do later, we'll use Batman as our example. A synopsis helps you scale your story and understand where Act 1 begins, where crisis occurs, and where the resolution happens. Feel free to pause the video if you'd like to read it, but I've also attached a document below. Once our synopsis is ready, it's time to outline our story page by page based on that synopsis. Everything we wrote down in the synopsis will be spread out across 6 pages. And again, you can pause the video if you want to read it, but I already included all the materials down in the comments. Our next step is the most interesting. We're gonna write the description of every panel on every page, so it's page breakdown. My page 1 has 6 panels. Panel 1 depicts Batman's logo on the screen in the movies. On the next panel, we see young Bruce Wayne covering his eyes and his parents comforting him. Here my goal was to show that Bruce is scared of bats. Later on, I will use this for some emotional impact and to push the story further. I also reveal the Batman logo that Bruce Wayne will eventually inherit. In the third panel, we see Bruce Wayne living the movies with his parents. In the next panel, they enter an alley where a man confronts them with a gun. Something goes wrong, and in the following panel, the man pulls the trigger and fires. Remember, you don't have to tell your readers everything or show them everything. Sometimes it's more powerful to let them wonder, ask questions, and draw their own conclusions. So it's obvious, what happened. In the final panel, we see Bruce Wayne next to his dead parents' body, grieving. On the next page, I wanted to show a time transition. In the very first panel, we see Bruce Wayne standing over his parents' tombs. It's a different moment in time, probably 2 or 3 days after the incident. In the next panels, Bruce Wayne wanders off and falls into an abandoned or unfinished well. I generated these images with AI, so they're not perfect, but they help tell the story. In the final panel of the page, Bruce Wayne is about to face his fear as a swarm of bats surrounds him. Third page. In panel 1, Bruce Wayne is facing his fear as he is attacked by a swarm of bats. In the next panel, Bruce Wayne looks up in tears and says he's sorry. I included this speech balloon on purpose to show that Bruce Wayne feels guilt. Had he not left the movie theater because of his fear of bats, his parents might still be alive. I wanted to show his thinking process. So on the next panel, he looks at his parents, or rather imagines them. Everything is happening in his head. His parents saying that they believe in him, that he can do it, aka they love him. Bruce Wayne subconsciously forgives himself. In the next panel, we see Bruce fighting back and he finally climbs out of the well he fell into. Fourth page. Our goal here to show that Bruce Wayne has been training to eventually become Batman. I chose a different story where he's in the mountains fighting some kind of clan and he eventually becomes one of them. You can tell a completely different story as long as you accomplish the same goal. Bruce Wayne is training to be the Batman. On the fifth page, I used a splash panel that takes entire page and thus consists of only one panel to show the result of his training and Bruce Wayne becoming the Batman, a vigilante who guards the Gotham City. Final page is a very important page. This is where our story ends. Resolution. We see a little girl with her parent, just like young Bruce Wayne some 20 years ago, coming out of the movie theater where they are confronted by a man pointing a gun at them. It seems like history is about to repeat itself, but it doesn't. Right behind the gunman stands Batman. Finally, Batman gets his redemption and breaks the cycle. Perfect finale. You can end your story here. There's no need to explain how it ends because it is obvious Batman is gonna beat the hell out of him. Well, I hope you like the story. Right at the beginning, I told you that I made my very own comic book using the same formula that I shared with you completely for free. If you found this tutorial useful, I'd really appreciate it if you checked out my comic book. I'm selling it as a poster that you can scan with your phone, the QR code is over here, and read online. And it's a limited edition only, 500 copies available. Every single penny earned from it will go toward funding my future projects. Thank you for watching.